Okay, I'm going to do a walkthrough on this part called CSWP 001. It's a practice part to get us ready for the CSWP. I have a stack of these we can go through. Neat thing about them is they have what they consider the geared or estimated time you should be able to start and finish this part. I did build this once already in full transparency, and it did take me more than 10 minutes. I wasn't looking at the time, but I know it felt like more than 10 minutes. So the idea, I think, is that from the minute you see this drawing till you're done, you should be able to be going at that pace. Now, that's a really, really good pace, but that's what they're assuming in order to get through the exam. These are the little bits and pieces that we want to work on. So let's take a look at it here. We've got, looks like, I don't know, you could call it a shelled out tube or an empty tube, but then when you look closely, this detail here, they've got it's capped with a spherical shape on the one end. I see 0 up here. I see a flat surface. So I'm going to start right away in a top plane, inch part. And I'm going to just, I'm going to plan to go back to a top plane. So here I am. Let's set a timer, 11:08. Front plane. I think this is what I like to do. And I'm going to make a sweep path here. So I'm going to just build this shape of the center of the tube. I'm looking at that and I noticed that they did dimension the center line of this tube all the way around. So I'm going to try to get this thing going. It looks like it stops a little shy there. I missed a tangent here. Talking doesn't make this any easier. And I'm going to get this 8-inch dimension in right away to get the scale set up. And down to that center line is 7.5. So let's get that in there. And I'm going to set these equal. And we'll put a size on those arcs. It looks like 2.5 R. So there's my sweep path. Whoops, I got to set this guy 0.45 beneath that edge of the tube. Okay, we got the path. Let's go ahead and leave that. If I had time, I'd change the name to path, but I don't think I do. So I'm going to go to my top plane. Nice that it intersects right here. And I'm going to get into normal view. I'm going to drop in my shape here. I've got the inside and the outside of this tube. I'm going to study those here. The inside's 3.65. The outside's 4. Okay. Let's put those on there. 4 sounds like a lot, but and 3.65 must leave over the wall thickness I'm looking for, I guess. Okay, so I can leave that sketch also, and I'll go straight to my sweep feature, which is the way I was thinking this would go. Profile, path, this one, check that off. All right, what's next? What's next? I'm seeing this kind of rib go around the outside, and then they've got a similar gusset sort of in the middle here. So let me get started on that. I'm going to grab a front plane, go into normal view. Looks like if I come around here, that is offset 0.30 all the way around. So I'm going to just come around here, try to grab the edge all the way going around. It's sort of hard to get. It's considered a silhouette edge. And then I'm going to do my offset command in this sketch, the 0.30, like that. Okay, so let's end that, and then let's pull that down a little bit because it's set down on each side some distance. It looks like 1 inch downward. And then those two are supposed to be same height. We can only assume because they're not telling us any different. Now I got to make this into a shape. And as I look at that, if I was to build that shape on the edge and extrude it, it would not merge. So I'm going to envelop it in here. I'm going to use this edge, the internal wall edge. Oops. And you're going to see that I'm going to make this rib go all the way in there. I'm going to convert that. It's sort of hard to see. If I go back to a shaded view, you'll see it now. I'll bring this down. Bring this down. So I'm on the inside wall here. That way I'm enveloping my rib in that wall thickness and making sure that it merges, connecting that. And I'm just going to extrude this. This isn't the way I did it before, but it seems fine now. Mid plane. Whoops, I hit up to body midplane, and whatever thickness this is, where do they give this to us here? Down here, 0.55. Okay, so let's put in 0.55 midplane. Okay, we got that one done. It merged. Now we got to put the center gusset in again, front plane sketch. And I'm going to go into a wireframe again, so I can use that, whoops, that internal wall. And I'm going to copy those, all of that internal wall stuff, and convert it. Sorry, convert is a better word to use. I'll pull this down, pull this down. I don't know where they go right now. I'll connect a line across though, and then make it horizontal. I don't know how my time's going. I'm only 4 minutes in, I guess. But again, I did this before, so that's, and it looks like that line's at the same elevation as these. So I'll either hit collinear or coincident, whichever comes up. Coincident. I think that's enough. Now this one's a different thickness. I remember that from the first go around. It's 0.45. So whoops, feature midplane, this time 0.45. You got to keep your eye on those little details. It'll trick you. I started to extrude them at the same time last time. That looks good. And then we got this little concave sphere. Whenever we see a sphere, spherical shape, we know it's going to be an arc that we're revolving. I don't know if there's another way to do these things. So I'm going to do a front plane, and I'm going to kind of try to design this arc in here. What do I know? 1.625. I'm going to right away plan on this thing being needing a center line to revolve about. Well, almost needs it. And then I'm going to see, I'm going to put a center point arc maybe. I'm just going to kind of, I guess it actually intersects right here. Didn't like that selection, so. Okay, it wants me to get this right on that midpoint. I didn't struggle with this last time. Can't really afford to. So let's try it again. Oh, I was using tangent. I meant to use center point. That's what I just misclicked up there. And then I'm gonna, you get this arc going the wrong way. You got to kind of play with them to get them to send themselves the right direction. Okay. Now I need a line. I'm gonna need another arc. So let's just get that other arc in here right away. Center point. It doesn't end there, does it? No, it stops in the middle somewhere. So let's try that again. Kind of looks like it goes to, I don't know, maybe like in there. Once we get the numbers on it, this should be better. And I need another line here. Come on. Okay, let's try some numbers here. We got 1.625. And we've got a 1/4 inch wall. And that, I think, is the shape I'm trying to get. Let's just look at my numbers here. Let's try it. Let's try to revolve that. Revolve boss. Yeah, all the way around. And it looks like that picture. Let's go to ISO. It looks like that picture. Let's go to a section. Always a good idea. Hit that section and go to a front view to make sure that it looks like this view right over here. Physically, common sense check. 11:15. Okay, so well, I didn't set the material yet. Let's set the material. The material's a little tricky on this one. It's not listed. It's PET, which is a polymer. So we're going to go into the plastics and find polyethyl tetra something, right? PET. And we'll say apply, close. Okay. There, I think I'm done. I don't know if they asked for the mass. If we're trying to get mass, let's look at it together and then we'll call this good. 3.08 pounds, if we're looking at pounds. So there you go. There's a little help on that part. Practice it until you get it to 10 minutes. I think build it once, twice, 3 times. Whatever it takes that time. That way, next time you run into this type of situation, you'll know what commands to throw at it. Good luck.